Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. Now this is not a posing review, this is actually a issue review, and the issue being, as I come in close, are the two weapons the Alpha Predator is holding. That piece there and that piece where should be one piece, which makes the lance. But unfortunately, and you collectors know this, when you get posing things happen, breakages occur, and I thought I do like that dynamic, and rather than glue those two pieces together again, because there'll always be a weak spot there, I thought I'd try something different. So I just come in close on this piece, and down there, it's not actually broken, the lance, it's a joint there, which is, well, I presume it was glued and it's just come away. So I thought, how do I actually keep these weapons attached to the figure and create that dynamic? So that's what you're going to see first. So I'm going to take the helmet off and repose him and show you what I've come up with. So as they say, we're back in the room, and this is a pose with him without the helmet. And I do like the Predators in this mode, but as you know, Predators should be seen with their helmets on in hunting mode. Now that piece there, I've kept it with the Predator, and I've replaced the other piece with that, I think they refer to it as a shuriken. But what I've done is I've attached the other part of the weapon on the back of the figure. Now I could have put that weapon there in the loop of that belt, and I did try it out, but I prefer the look I'm going to show you today. So I'm going to turn the figure around so you can see the back and see what I'm talking about. So we're going to come in close, and what I've done is hooked the weapon onto the four horns you get at the back. I've hooked the weapon onto one of those horns, and I quite like that effect of the dreadlocks and the weapons on the back. And you can do it for that weapon too, because I've already tried it out, but I've left that weapon in his hand. But what's also cool is you can actually do the same for the helmet. And as you can see, there's two hooks there, so you can elect either one to hook that helmet on the back, but that's what I've gone for. So it was a little issue when it occurred, this breakage, but at the end of the day, I prefer to keep the figure like this. And what I'll do is I'll repose him and put him back in the Predator display and show you what that looks like. So this is the pose. I'm going to display him this way with the other Predators. I'll come in close, and what I like is the way I've attached that weapon on the back. I actually could have put it the other way around, but I wanted to see it sit quite high off his back so you get that effect. And as I said, you can also do the same with that, put it on the back, but I've elected to keep that weapon in his hand and keep this shuriken in his hand. So that's the pose. And before we go to put him on the table with the other Predators, I recently picked up the Badlands movie. I'm a huge collector of DVDs, so I've got every Predator movie made. And in my opinion, the best one they did recently was Prey. And if you watch the end of the credits, you'll see the film being played out through the credits. At the end of the credits, you see the arrival of another ship. So I thought, because the lead character in that film, the woman who becomes a warrior by killing the feral predator, I thought she'd be taking on more feral predators, but instead they went with Badlands. And as much as I love Predator, I didn't really like the film that much. Visually, it's stunning. Let me come in close as I'm talking. Visually, it's stunning, but predators are kind of solitary creatures. When they go on the hunt, they hunt alone, normally, and they either get killed or they kill their prey. Sometimes you'll get them in clans and they'll hunt like that against a tough prey. But this film, The Badlands, for me, didn't ring true of how predators behave. So I wasn't really a fan. It was more like a buddy movie in which you got one, what they call, well, they didn't think he was good enough to be a predator, trying to prove himself, going around with a broken android. And then they threw in a sort of a comedy element. And it's just not a predator film to me. But I'll sit down and watch it again and give it another chance and see if I can get into it. But I don't think I'll be getting the figure because I like my predators with long dreadlocks, and his hairstyle didn't really ring true with me. I have dreads myself. I've had them a long time and they go past my waist towards my knees. So I'm a bit biased like that. But we're going to put the predator now back in with the rest of them and show you what that looks like. So guys, we're going to concentrate on the left side of this table, which is where I put my predators, and we'll come in close. They've all been reposed. When you saw the bit of footage I did on the predators individually taking on the alien, I posed them out, but they've been changed a little bit since then, and I do like that pose. It's Scout Predator, and I've extended the barrel on that rifle for the dynamic effect. And then on the other side, we've got Greyback Predator, or sometimes I call him Temple Guard Predator, and I like him. And then we've got Fugitive Predator there. Let's come in close. I like that effect. And then on the other side, we've got Jungle Predator. He was on one knee, but I've stood him up now, and he's got that skull in his hand, and I do like that effect. And if I come over the back, you'll see Assassin Predator. I've just recently changed out that head sculpt and put this one on, and the other one is down there. So there he is on one knee. I might stand him up at some point, but I'm not sure yet. And of course, what I was talking about earlier, the feral predator. And I do hope they return to this character again in Prey. Whether or not they will, I'm not sure. But let's go to the main guy, which is Alpha Predator, as he looks in my display. So I do love that helmet. But I'm glad I've been able to hook that helmet on the back of the figure now. I'll put the shuriken in that hand and the other part of the lance in the other hand. And overall, I do like that effect. So, although this wasn't a posing review, I just thought I'll put it on camera this bit because I do like to see that figure in my display. And I went into panic mode when I broke the lance, and I thought it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to show him one more time back on the platform and end it there. So this is the pose I've got him into. I can't help myself. I thought if I'm going to put him back on the platform, I might as well get him into a pose. So what I've done is put him with the alien egg. The face hugger is about to spring out. He's kind of looking down, ready to take its head off with either one of those weapons. And let's pull back for that effect. I quite like that. Move it around. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I'll show you one more without the helmet and attach that helmet to the back. So this is that final pose. The helmet is now attached to the back. I'll come in close, and I do like his head sculpt. I love them all the Predator head sculpts, but as I said earlier, when you want to see them at their best, it's better with the helmets on in hunting mode. There you go, and I'll come in close. Around the back there, you'll see that weapon attached onto one of the horns, and then on the other side you'll see the helmet there also attached to one of the horns. So that was my little thing about an issue that I hopefully resolved. I know it's not a big deal, lads and girls, but at the end of the day, it's the kind of guy I am. So my next bit of footage or review could be Aquaman or the Black Panther figures, Wakanda Forever I call them, but it won't be for a couple of days, I don't think. So I say thanks for watching the channel. Let's come in to that shot or that shot. Yeah, thanks for watching the channel, and I'll see you again soon.